few moments, I hope you enjoy the story of us. The animals of Harmony were a happy, if diverse bunch. 3 horses had come to Harmony from the mountains of the West more than a decade ago, enjoying the expansive open lands of Harmony, and their ability to run wild and wake up to the new possibilities each day brought them here. They enjoyed running to the watering hole to greet Hippo and stop long enough to listen to her tell the young ones stories of challenge and triumph. They loved to run back to center in a race with Hawk and Eagle. It was like a daily race between them. Who was faster, wings or legs? Monkey and his family would watch the races from the trees along the edges of the horses' path, playing and laughing while they gathered food for the village. Wildly Wolf, one of the village's elders, was the leader of his pack. All had traveled here from quite a distance, in search of a more peaceful place to live. His wisdom and cunning brought to others a sense of confidence and safety in his leadership. They enjoyed watching after and living with Goose, Duck, Hippo, and Spider. They were such wonderful workers and a joy to others in the village. Even the smallest of creatures in the village were great to be around. Bumblebee, ever pollinating the minds of the village elders and teachers with ideas. Rabbit and her family, the peacemakers of Harmony. All over the village, assisting others with issues that sometimes arose in such diversity. The glorious birds in the sky above him, like Phoenix, and that playful but insightful Sankofa. How wise to look backward to go forward. All the animals in Harmony were fascinating, helpful, and enjoyed contributing to the community, and it made the elders' work so much easier. Having lived in Harmony for decades, everyone in Harmony had a connection to everyone else, and those relationships made the animals happy and content. Even living with People and his family, as strange as those 2-leggeds were. They made Wolf howl with laughter sometimes. There were always challenges to living in Harmony, but because of the different gifts and strengths that each person and animal possessed, they were able to meet each challenge and remain in harmony. One day, Rascally Raccoon's son climbed up into Ono Owl's nest and stole her spectacles. Those close in the village could hear her screeching all night long, "Hoo! Hoo! Hoo! Hoo!" upon realizing they were gone. Her shouts to discover who had stolen her glasses disturbed everyone in Harmony. Annoyed at being woken, they were really more afraid that a thief had come to destroy Harmony. Their relationships had developed around a common purpose of safety and camaraderie. No one could afford to move, and they didn't know where they could go and live like they did here. They called upon the elders, and Wolf, Hawk, Dolphin, Phoenix, and Eagle discussed what could be done. Knowing her talent for rising above and illuminating situations such as these, Eagle asked Hawk to join her on a flight high above the village. Hawk, ready to dig her talons into any intruder who might threaten her community, agreed. Upon a wide journey of the land, they discovered that there was not an intruder in Harmony, but a cute little Rascally Raccoon Jr., who had taken the spectacles. With the assistance of Rabbit the Peacekeeper, Owl, Raccoon Jr. and his parents, the village elders, and some of the other animals from Harmony came to the agreement that Raccoon Jr. would repair the harm he'd caused by helping Ono Owl find other things that she had misplaced around the nest, since she couldn't see very well without her glasses. As Rascally did so, Ono Owl would regale him with tales of adventure and wisdom. A short time later, a family very different from the others living in Harmony moved in. The village was in quite an uproar because the G's giraffe family ate the leaves off the top of the trees, ate noisily, and they seemed to eat all of the time. All of this eating, all of the treetops, all of the time, geez! They were destroying Harmony. Sensing the village animals did not care for them, the giraffes didn't feel very welcome in Harmony, especially the children. The adults glared at them, wouldn't let their children play with them. and didn't talk to them. They didn't feel connected to the community in harmony at all. The elders called a meeting of the village animals to come up with some new rules for dealing with what was developing in harmony. Rules were needed to deal with the dissonance being brought about by them, the giraffes. The folks of Harmony were afraid that giraffes would eat all of the foliage of the top of the trees, leaving them vulnerable and unsafe. Deer timidly crept forward and expressed the yet unspoken fear. I am so afraid that they are going to ruin Harmony. Duck joined in. They are not like us. They don't care about Harmony like we do. We need to send them a message. People was at the meeting and argued, yes, we are not going to tolerate them. Something must be done. After a while, the residents of Harmony were not communicating with one another in the way they had in former times. There was disagreement and dissent over how to best handle these troublesome newcomers. The sense of community that had provided such comfort and feeling of safety was far less evident here in Harmony. Gentle Giraffe, a bright teenager, had become very angry. The folks in Harmony didn't like him, and he certainly didn't like them either. The day after the meeting, he was eating leaves, and he decided to break the branch he was eating. It fell in the middle of the road, nearly missing Grandfather Goose, who was on his way to the stream. The branch blocked the pathway for hours until Elephant could get there to move it. This was the last straw. The community was in an uproar. The animals of Harmony were in complete despair. They called Sheriff Spider to arrest Gentle Giraffe. Doting Dog, the one loyal friend to Gentle Giraffe, was so distraught by the chaos and anger she ran away from home. Monkey, Deer, the horses, Bumblebee, and Bird all searched for her, but couldn't find her anywhere. They were heartsick. Matronly Giraffe joined the search because she was so tall. She just knew she could be of help. Because much of the foliage on the treetops had been pruned by her family eating them, she was soon able to easily find Doting Dog. Celebrating with roars and calls and a myriad of sounds, the village animals were grateful for the gift that Giraffe had brought to Harmony. On the night of the next full moon, around the sacred crackling fire at Harmony Center, Rabbit and Butterfly co-hosted a conversation around a big pot of stone soup about how they might come up with a process for dealing with discord and conflict that would crop up from time to time in Harmony. They thought about a way to maintain, restore, and strengthen relationships when conflict and crime occurred. They were in awe to realize that all along each animal's gifts in the village brought the resources they needed. It would be modeled after the way they had always dealt with crime and conflict since they'd lived in Harmony. They called it restorative justice. As the meeting was ending, Rascally Raccoon Jr. stood up and said, "We know from our history in Harmony the strength of our relationships." And Doting Dog added, "Recognizing and using all of the gifts that each of us has to offer makes us a stronger, safer community." Zoo, the youngest member of people, knowing that each animal had its habits and ways, but finally found common ground, shouted, "Yay! We can all live in harmony!" The village animals and even the elders realized from the wisdom of youth, there is no us and them, there is just us, and we are all we need.